Florida. Today I have a very special guest, Mr. Sponge. Mr. Sponge, you have a beautiful home. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Normally I live in the ocean, but with interest rates being what they are, I couldn't pass it up.
Interesting.
Well,
So tell me, Mr. Sponge, are you a plant or an animal?
I'm a primitive multicellular aquatic animal. Early naturalists used to think I was a plant because of all this branching, and I don't move around a lot.
Do all sponges look like you? You're kind of an odd-looking pale fellow.
Oh, goodness, no. There are around 5,000 species inhabiting all the seas of the world, and even one freshwater species. Some of us are as small as an inch, and some are 8 feet tall. The sponges in shallow tropical water have much brighter colors than I do. They have reds, blues, and magentas, and oranges, to name a few. They call me Dead Man's Fingers for obvious reasons.
You know, I thought sponges were supposed to be much softer.
Well, you would be stiff too if those fishermen hung you outside of a boat in a netted bag to air dry you after letting your soft tissue rot away and rinsing you out, especially in this hot Florida sun.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I didn't realize that. So why do people harvest you anyway?
We used to be used in ancient Greece and Rome to apply paint, as mops, as drinking vessels, and even as medicine. These days, people use plastic sponges more at home, but we're still used by various artists and for surgical uses. Some people even use us to wash their cars. Can you imagine?
Not at all. How are you gathered? Is it painful?
Only if you call being hooked or harpooned a painful thing. But seriously, I suppose it isn't so bad. Most deep water sponges are gathered by divers.
Couldn't you just swim away?
Not really. Sponges don't move very fast. We have these flagella on our choanocytes inside of us. When water comes through the pores in our dermal membrane, it gets moved around by the whipping action of the flagella. But if we're in a hurry, all we can do is wish that we had fins.
Let's talk about the kinds of things that you eat.
Well, we eat a lot of bacteria, flagellites, and unicellular algae that happen to be floating by.
How does that taste?
Delicious.
So that's what you eat. But what eats you?
We have a lot of predators. Some of them are chitons, snails, nudibranch slugs, and fish. The larvae Neopterian insect family, Ciceridae, or spongilliflies, live and feed on my cousins, freshwater sponges.
What happens if something bites you? Do you regenerate like starfish?
Actually, we do. If an adult sponge breaks or cuts any part of their body, it is very likely to attach to a substrate, the base of a plant or animal, and regenerate the place that needs to be healed.
Mr. Sponge, thanks for the interview. I've learned a lot of interesting things because you're a very interesting creature.
It was a pleasure speaking with you, Sarah.
Tune in next week when I interview the Loch Ness Monster.